Hi guys, this is Jennifer Vanderbeek with scrapsoflife.com, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I put together this turquoise and rose gold jewelry set. Now, I have this kind of dragon hoard of Swarovski style crystal beads, and I also have a tin full of all sorts of turquoise style beads. Some of them might actually be turquoise, others are probably glass or dyed stone. I have my trio of jewelry tools, some wire. I didn't have rose gold wire, but I do have copper, which is close-ish, close enough. I've got some chain, some jump rings, some clasps. Actually, I'm going to use different clasps than the ones I have pulled out right now. Some head pins and some earring findings. And this is all what's going to go into the creation of this set. Now to start off with, I am going to make the beaded links. These are going to be wrapped loop links, and to kind of speed the process up, what I do is I load up my wire with the beads I need in sequence. So in this case, each link has a faceted pink crystal, a turquoise stone of some sort, and another faceted pink crystal. So I do this pattern over and over and over on the wire, and then once I've got a good number on the wire, I can go ahead and just concentrate on forming the loops. These are going to be wrapped loops, so I am leaving a bit of a tail after making each loop. If I wanted to use jump rings between each, then I could go ahead and close the loops and then just connect everything with the jump rings. But I like to simplify things and go ahead and use the wrapped loops as my connectors, so that's why I'm doing it this way. I also made a number of links that are just a single faceted pink crystal. And then for the earrings, I'm using the head pins to make 3 types of different drops. I've got 2 different turquoise beads that I'm using between the crystals and then the crystals themselves. I cut a 5mm chain for the longest drops, a 3mm chain for the middles, and about a 2.5 to 1/4-ish chain for each of the shorter ones. I go ahead and slip the chain over the end of the open loop and then complete the wrap to secure it. I'm going to use a single jump ring to assemble each earring. It'll have one of each length of the chain and bead link drops. So a long, a medium, and a short. And then also the earring finding itself. And yeah, those chains are a little slippery, so sometimes they got away from me while I was trying to put all of this together. These little lever back loops I like because they're all in one. You don't have to worry about an earring back, and they're a little bit more secure than a standard French hook. Now for the bracelet, I know I wanted about 7.5 inches, and so I just use a regular ruler rather than my bead board. And I know that the clasp is going to take up about 1/2 inch, and so after arranging my links, I can see that I need about 1 inch of chain between main sections, and then on each end maybe 3/8 of an inch or 1/2 inch. I'm going to do very similar to the earrings. I'm going to thread the chain onto the open loop, then go ahead and complete the wrapped loop, measure how much chain I need, and go ahead and cut it with the wire cutters, and move on to the next link. Now I'm trying to be good and use the pliers for most of the wire work, but by the time I got to the necklace, I was kind of done with that. For me, it's so much simpler sometimes and faster if I just go ahead and use my fingertips to move the wire around. This is not always great, as I sometimes end up with little nicks on my fingertips, or I break nails because I'm trying to use my nails to manipulate the wire, and that's a bad habit of mine. So I'm going to encourage you to do as I say, not as I do. The necklace has 2 inches of chain between each link, and the necklace itself is about 5 feet long. And because it's so long, I did not add a clasp. I just used a jump ring to close it. So it is one continual loop. This can easily be doubled up. If you wanted to triple it up, you might want to go ahead and add a clasp. Now, I thought I was going to be done, but I had some links left over, and I thought, I wonder if I could make a ring out of these. So I took one of the links and I bent it across my finger to kind of curve it correctly. And then I have some flat rose gold wire, and I'm going to attempt to make a ring out of this. I went ahead and I closed the loops on either side of the turquoise and faceted crystal link. And then I am going to thread the flat wire through one of the loops, fold it flat and secure it, and then I'm going to use my ring mandrel to help form the curve. Rings are not something I'm really adept at, and so this was really an experiment to see if it could be done and how well it might work. I definitely need more practice when it comes to making rings. So after using the mandrel to kind of form the curve, I threaded the other end through the opposite link. And again, I keep going back to my mandrel to make sure that I've got the size more or less correct, as well as keeping that curve. This is intended to be like an index finger ring, so for me that needs to be an 8.5. And then I'm going to use my needle nose pliers to bend and shape the inside of that folded piece of flat wire to the correct shape and size. Now, I will say that having nylon jawed pliers would have come in real handy right here because they're going to leave less tool marks. So I did have a couple of scuffs on the edge, but overall, for just being kind of a last minute experiment, this actually worked really well. And the ring is totally wearable. It's actually pretty comfortable. And I wore it out the other day, in fact. So yeah, that was kind of a fun experiment. I love the way this came together. I think the pink and the turquoise looks really good together, and I am all about the rose gold in general right now. So I had fun with this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give us a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Make sure to check out the other videos that are going to be linked down below. And as always, I hope you have a very creative week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.